Ashley had no idea her life was about to change forever when she stepped out of the grocery store, arms full of bags, fumbling to find her keys. That's when she saw it, a rusted pickup truck parked near the entrance, a crate in the back, and inside, a small, trembling creature huddled in the corner. Its eyes met hers, huge, golden, and filled with a sadness that cut straight into her heart. She took a step closer, and the truck's owner, a weary-looking farmer, noticed her interest. With a sigh, he stepped forward. "Found her near my farm," he explained. "Been killing my chickens. I can't keep her, but I didn't have the heart to just leave her out there." Ashley's chest tightened. The poor thing looked filthy, malnourished, and scared out of her mind. "What are you going to do with her?" she asked. The man hesitated. "Was thinking of taking her to a vet, maybe a shelter, but they might put her down." He shook his head. "She's not like other dogs." The words barely registered before Ashley heard herself say, "I'll take her." The farmer looked at her like she was crazy. "Are you sure? You don't know where she came from or what she's been through." But Ashley couldn't walk away. She deserves a second chance. After a few minutes of convincing, and handing over a few crumpled bills, Ashley found herself carrying the crate back to her apartment, her heart pounding. She had no idea what she had just brought into her life. That night, Ashley sat on the floor of her tiny living room, slowly opening the crate. The pup crept out hesitantly, her nose twitching, ears perked. Ashley extended her hand. "It's okay, girl. You're safe now." The pup sniffed her fingers, then, slowly, pressed her tiny nose against Ashley's palm. A bond was formed in that moment, one neither of them understood but both of them felt. She needed a name. "Bella," Ashley murmured. "I think I'll call you Bella." The pup's ears twitched at the sound. Ashley had no idea that Bella was not a dog at all. The first few months were filled with small joys and peculiar moments. Bella had a habit of stealing Ashley's hoodies and making a nest out of them. She had boundless energy, always eager for walks, but unlike other dogs, she never wagged her tail when excited, she flicked it in a slow, calculated motion. Then there was the howling. It wasn't a typical bark or whimper. It was deep, haunting, and sent chills down Ashley's spine. Bella was growing, fast. Her tiny paws became enormous. Her sleek body lengthened, her muscles grew defined, and soon, when she stood beside Ashley, her head nearly reached her hip. The neighbors began whispering. "That's no dog," one muttered. "I've never seen a dog grow that fast," another said. Ashley ignored them, until one day, at the dog park, she couldn't anymore. Bella lunged at another dog, not aggressively, but in excitement. Yet the sheer size of her, the strength in her leap, sent the poor Labrador yelping in fear. Other dog owners backed away, whispering among themselves. Something wasn't right. Ashley scheduled an appointment with Dr. Thompson, her trusted vet. As Bella sat patiently on the exam table, Dr. Thompson's expression darkened. He ran his hands along Bella's thick fur, checked her massive paws, and finally, after what felt like an eternity, he sighed. "Ashley," he said carefully, "Bella isn't a dog." Ashley froze. "She's a Canadian black wolf." The words slammed into her like a truck. Her mind raced, the howling, the flicking tail, the wild energy, the eerie intelligence in Bella's eyes. "Oh my God," she whispered. Dr. Thompson's expression turned even more serious. "She was likely abandoned as a pup near that farm. She's been raised by humans, which means she can't survive in the wild. But keeping her in your apartment? That's illegal." Ashley's stomach dropped. "I have to report this." She looked down at Bella, who was nudging her hand lovingly, oblivious to the storm about to hit. Ashley was about to lose her. Days later, Carol from Wildlife Services knocked on Ashley's door. She was tall, with sharp eyes and a clipboard in hand. She surveyed the apartment, took a few notes, and sighed. "I can see how much you love her," Carol admitted. "But keeping a wolf in a city apartment is dangerous." Ashley's throat tightened. "I can't just give her up. She's my family." Carol hesitated. "There might be a way," she said. Ashley's heart leaped. "You need to relocate to a suitable property, get a wildlife rescue license, and meet strict care standards." Carol's expression hardened. "You have 3 months." It wasn't much, but it was a chance. Ashley sold her apartment, emptied her savings, and bought 5 acres of land an hour outside the city. It wasn't much, just an old mobile home and empty land, but it was freedom. But when Carol inspected it, her face was grim. "The fencing is inadequate," she said. "The shelter isn't up to code." Ashley's heart sank. She had 6 weeks to fix it, or Bella would be taken away. That night, desperate and terrified, she shared her story online. She never expected what happened next. Her story went viral. Donations poured in. Contractors, farmers, wildlife experts, even complete strangers offered help. People drove for hours just to pitch in, bringing tools, fencing materials, and encouragement. For the first time in weeks, Ashley felt hope. Carol returned for her next inspection, watching the volunteers work. For the first time, she smiled. "You've got quite a community behind you," she said. The countdown continued. Days bled into nights as they worked tirelessly. The final inspection arrived. Ashley held her breath as Carol walked the perimeter, checking every last detail. Hours stretched into eternity. Finally, Carol turned to her, smiling. "This," she said, "is responsible wildlife care." She handed Ashley an official wildlife rescue license. Ashley's legs nearly gave out as tears filled her eyes. Bella, standing nearby, let out a triumphant howl. They had won. But their story wasn't over. Ashley's rescue mission expanded. She took in abandoned boars, injured animals, even a fox rescued from an illegal pet trade. She launched educational programs, teaching people about the importance of wildlife conservation. Bella became a symbol of hope, a bridge between humans and nature. And that night, when Ashley sat on her porch, watching Bella patrol her forever home, she knew. The craziest decisions in life often lead to the greatest adventures. And sometimes, the family we find is the one we were meant to save. The story of Ashley and Bella is more than just a tale of rescuing an animal, it's a powerful reminder of commitment, resilience, and the unexpected turns life can take. At its core, this story teaches us that love is not just about affection, but about responsibility. When Ashley took Bella in, she had no idea what challenges lay ahead. Yet, despite the overwhelming obstacles, she refused to give up. This reflects an important truth in life. When we truly care about something or someone, we must be willing to fight for them, even when the path is difficult. Another key lesson is the power of community. Ashley's journey seemed impossible alone, but when she shared her struggle, people from all walks of life stepped in to help. This demonstrates that vulnerability is not weakness, it's an invitation for support and connection. Too often, we hesitate to ask for help, fearing judgment, but this story shows that when we open up, we may find kindness in unexpected places. Lastly, Bella's transformation symbolizes how love and trust can bridge even the wildest gaps. Sometimes, the most unconventional paths lead us to our greatest purpose. Whether in relationships, careers, or personal battles, the things we fear may actually shape us into something stronger than we ever imagined.